Hey, how are you? I have friends here. I see them all. Jonna, I have this friend from London Girls, and it's the first time she's doing yoga with me. I'm very excited. Katya, I see you. I know that Jody and Jane are coming on. I'm hoping Anya's here too. I'm trying to pull this couch in a little bit more, but it's not working. So the initial part is always kind of a fun setup. All right, I think that's good. It's so much sun, so I can't really complain. Today, we're going to have a great practice. It's going to be pretty deep. We're going to work a lot on subtle energy. And for any of you that are new to it, I see Emma's here. Yay! Any of you new to yoga, like my friend Rihanna, the subtle energy is maybe a better way of describing kind of that next layer in us. When we start practicing yoga, we always kind of work with this idea of being in the physical body and working with the breath. And the breath and air and oxygen is sort of that physical representation we have of our interface with this physical world. But there's a level a little more subtle than that. And that we call the subtle body. And in there, we start to work more with a subtle feeling of energy. Now, everything at the end of the day is energy. Sometimes hard for us to completely understand, but that is really the truth. And I'm sure Dario would get that, Mirjana, when we talk about that. But what's particularly interesting when you start to practice yoga, you actually start to feel this. So there is a physical feeling of the energy. And why did I decide to focus on that today? Well, it's interesting because we have been on this journey the past month of the journey of growth of a tree. We started by planting our seeds, our intentions, discovering our roots by moving down from our core into the earth. And then we kind of grew up with our trunk and we extended our branches, which go all the way out. And then what do they produce? They produce leaves, they produce fruit. And when you think about the leaf on a tree, they are that interface at the subtle level with the world around it. So the leaves do photosynthesis. So they're getting sunlight, they're bringing in the energy of the sun, they're drawing up the water from the earth, and then they're bringing in the carbon dioxide from the air. And what are they producing? Sugar to grow, and then oxygen. So for us, we're kind of the opposite process. We breathe in the oxygen, right? And it interfaces with our lungs, with our throat, with the moisture of the mucous membranes. And then there is this change that happens in our lungs where we then exhale the carbon dioxide out. So Prana is what we're going to focus on today. And enough talking. I would love to go probably about 10 minutes longer today so we can really have a beautiful meditation at the end. I am going to offer that you stay seated today in meditation. I think it'll be really helpful. But if you're really tired and you just want to rest, you can go straight into Shavasana. So enough with the chit chat. Let's get into our comfortable seats. And just put your legs however feel good to you. I'm going to have a little blanket for support, and we will need this throughout the practice today. No blocks, just a blanket, honestly. So once you get in this comfortable seat, and you can have your legs crossed just like this. If your hips are a little tight, just extend them, whatever works for you. And once you get in this position, just take a deep breath, inhaling. Exhaling through the mouth. Let's do that again. Inhale deeply. Exhale through the mouth. And if you haven't done so by now, just close your eyes and just take a little check-in with the body. Checking in with the physical body. Feeling the solidity of your base touching the earth. And feeling the contact of your hands on your legs. And then feeling the belly, bringing your awareness to your belly. And just notice if you have any sensations inside now. So moving in a little bit deeper right away, when we close our eyes, we actually shift our brain state, the brain waves. And we're closing one of the gates that we use to explore the world. And we turn our eyes inwards to explore our inner world. So just continue to maybe focus a little bit lower down in the belly. And see if you notice any sensations, any tension, maybe any rumblings. And just move your awareness a little bit further up the torso, right below your rib cage in front into the solar plexus area. Maybe just breathing into this space right below the rib cage. This is the seat of Manipura, our third chakra, and we often have a lot of tension here. So just see if you can bring your awareness breathing into this space. And we'll move a little bit more up into our chest now. Taking a couple breaths in the chest, the seat of prana. And then move up a little bit more into the throat. Take a couple breaths here. And bring your awareness all the way up to your third eye center. And then finally down to the tip of your nose. And just feel the air as it enters each nostril. And maybe going a little bit deeper, a layer below, can you sense the prana, the energy that you're drawing into your body with each inhalation? Breath is soft, body's relaxed, and the mind begins to calm. And then moving really slowly from this place of calm, just gently lift your right and left hand and place the palms together in prayer in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. Feeling the interface between your hands, your heart, the breath. And today we're going to plant a seed of intention together. This intention is about finding that inner balance between the inner and outer world, between the inhale and the exhale, between the mind and body. Take a couple more breaths here. Just release your hands onto your knees. Gently open your eyes. Begin to make really small movements, keeping this calm in our body. We're going to inhale, looking up, beginning to slowly open your spine with this curving action. So as we start our practice centering, calming the mind, calming the body, it helps us to be more present in our practice, to get the most benefit from it. And you can come to a full seated position. This time we're going to just take your right arm up to the sky and just bring it all the way back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. And now we're going to add the curving of the spine. So this time you're going to exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open one more time. Exhale, squeezing down below your umbilical. Inhale, opening. Exhale, come back. And let's do the other arm. So just begin with the hand first as you inhale back. Exhale, open. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hand down for a second. Exhale. And then inhale, open. Exhale, curving in. Inhale, opening. Exhale, curving in. Inhale, opening. Becoming kind of aware of your left nostril as you do this. One more. And bring it down. And now let's take both arms. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, cross the arms. Inhale, open, cross, other arm above. Exhale. 2 more times with each cross. Inhaling deeply. Exhale. And one more. Inhale this time. Exhale, curve in and grab your shoulders, curling into a little ball. Taking a couple breaths here. And just noticing, how do you feel in this pose? And then we're going to inhale, opening the arms out all the way, and then we're going to do the same thing again. So exhale, curving in, really squeezing into the center and staying there for a couple breaths. And you can inhale, open your arms, come back to center. And we did this a couple weeks ago. I don't know who knows this, but this is kind of an interesting practice for moving energy in your arms. So we're going to take left arm up first, and then you're going to take your hand here. You're going to clap like this. You're going to inhale all the way. Do this with your arm. This is all one inhalation. You're going to release on your exhale. So let's do this together. So inhale. Exhale. Again. 2 more times. 1 more. And then just release the arm. And just notice, maybe even close your eyes for a second. And notice, does your right and your left arm feel different? This is pointing, this is a pointer to the subtle energy. We'll inhale our eyes and let's do the other arm. Inhale, open our eyes. Okay, let's inhale. Release. Inhale. Release. Again. Again. One more. And then just release your hands and just listen to a moment. When I say listen, just kind of feel the body. Feel the body. What is the effect of this motion that we just had? Okay, and then let's stretch our right leg out. I want to do my right leg. Just give me a second, girls. Oops, sorry, I want to do the left leg first. Okay, left leg comes out. I'll move back a little bit further so you can see me. And with the same idea of a little bit force to start, you're going to take your hands, slide down the outside. Again, on the inside, come up like this. Inhale, exhale. Couple more times. Waking up the legs. One more. Okay. Again, maybe just take a moment, stretch out your other leg for a second. Notice the difference between the right and left leg. And then let's move to the other leg. So, hands on the side as you inhale, exhale, come up the center. 5 times. Again. Bring the hand in the inside and then take your feet into Baddha Konasana. Let's do a little bouncing. Open up your hip joints a bit. You can even straighten the legs out. As you straighten them, you can kind of roll the legs back and forth. Opening a little bit more. And then we're going to come off our seat for a moment. And we're going to just come to all fours. And then just in all fours, take your right leg back and just stretch into your back foot. You can kind of push back and forth, opening up the bottom of your right foot. Let's come to the other side. Opening up this foot. And then just push yourself up to a down dog for a moment. And then pedal out, getting into your calves here. Pedal out the feet. We're going to bend our knees and let's roll forwards to a plank. Extending all the way from your feet to the crown of your head. And then you're going to release the knees, cross the legs, and we're going to roll all the way down actually onto our backs. So keeping the feet bent, you can just roll onto your back. You might want to look for a second what I'm going to do and then roll onto your back. We're going to take our hands right behind our head. And we're going to be doing a little rolling on different parts of our back when we're on the floor. So just keep your hands here, lifting the neck nice and long as you roll all the way down. Okay, once you're on the floor, just begin to rotate from right above the umbilical. You're going to rotate to the right, and then you're going to rotate to the left. Keeping the hips and the feet on the floor. Just rotating back and forth. You should really feel this pretty much right between your shoulder blades. We're going to move up a little bit higher. So now you're more looking up to the sky, and then the rotation is kind of at the top of your shoulder blades, almost to the shoulders. And then you're going to lift up a little bit. So now you're moving on the lower part, the big back, I'd say. And just come back and just relax for a moment. And just feel what that movement did. You might even feel a little bit of warmth starting to happen in the body. And this time we're going to lift our hips just slightly, really slightly. And we're going to do the same movement. We're just having the hips up. Okay, so it's a little bit different. Starting in the center like we did before. Moving up higher. Rolling back and forth. And then this is the tricky part, really lifting up. Maybe feeling a crack. Oh, relax down. Nice. You just take your knees up to your chest for a moment. Start to do some circles on the low back. And then you can take your legs up to the sky. And then we're just going to start to do a little bit of scissoring back and forth. And as we do the scissoring, your hands can be right by your hips or in a T. And we're going to bring the legs down as we do this. So let's go back and forth. If you have any issues with your low back, another option is to place your hands under your hips. That gives an extra support. Now, if your legs go a little bit lower, you're going to get more into your abdominals. But make sure you also do the circuit so you come all the way back up. We'll do one more round down. Legs are nice and active from the toes to the hips. And come back up to center. And then we're going to let the legs go all the way nice and wide. So extending your legs all the way. It's going to be, I'll come back like this. It's like a passive release. Getting into your adductors. Take a couple breaths here. And again, if there's any wonkiness on your back, you can maybe use your hands to support the thighs a bit. Now keeping the legs wide, we're going to take our hands up again, looking forwards, and then take the hands forwards. You can just do these kind of little lift ups. So you're going, yeah. So it's like you're lifting from the sacrum's trying to come up, and you're lifting forwards, and you should feel some work in your abs here. Now, if this is too much on your neck, just use your hands like this. Give it a little bit of heat. You should start to feel it in your body. And we're going to start to bring the legs together, release the head, but keep the legs up high. Legs are up high, right? And now we're just going to do a little bit of warming of the ankles and the toes. So just do some pointing and flexing. Pointing and flexing up to the sky. And then you can make circles. Going one direction. And then going the other direction. Now we're going to take our feet again into Baddha Konasana, but this time we're on our back. And just pull your feet towards you. Really getting an early start into those hips. And just feel, take a few moments to just feel, where's the tension? I was listening to this great podcast today that talked about tension as being a good thing because it's like a pointer. It's a pointer to an area that we need to work on and pay attention to. And now you can just grab your right big toe with your fingers. Just extend the right leg out. And just come back, extend the left leg out. Come back, and now let's extend both legs out. And then bring your toes together. So the idea is to try to keep the sacrum on the ground, but bring the toes towards your head. You're going to feel stretch on your hamstrings now. And now we're going to play a little bit with rolling on the back I'm going to try to roll up to seated position. So you might have to play a little bit with this. A couple more. And bend your knees as you come up. Oh, I can't do it straight. I was trying. One more. Okay, yes. And just try if you need to bend your knees. That's fine. And I'm going to fall down. Okay, that was fun, right? To just play a little bit with things. Woo, spine's nice and long, belly strong. I'm going to open our legs. Bring it back together. One more time, open your legs. Bring it back together and then release. Okay, and let's come back to all fours. I don't know about you, but I had fun with that. And sometimes I find yoga so serious, and part of that's good, but part of it is also just we're here to explore and play in our bodies. So let's play a little bit more. So coming to all fours, you can start to make some circles with your hips. This should feel really good. I'm going to go the other direction. And come back to center, coming back to all fours. And let's push ourselves back, sitting on our heels. Take a couple breaths here. And just notice how you're feeling. Take the arms up to the sky, feet stretch, pushing up to the ceiling. And then exhale, take the hands in front of you and just reverse the cross. Not the cross, the direction. Okay, so we're just going to start to try to sit back. Sit back a little bit more on your feet, keeping the palms down. Not the palms, I'm just off today. Palms, yes, palms on the ground. And then we're going to inhale, do a little more cat-cows here. Trying to open up our wrists a little bit. Inhaling, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, take your fingertips to the earth. You're going to come all the way back to a little squat. Now you're in your squat. We're going to inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale back to your squat. Exhale, fold. 3 more times. Inhale, exhale. If it's too much on your knees, just kind of stay standing and do it this direction. But if you're okay with it, let's do 2 more. Exhale, folding in this time. Inhale 1 more time. The fold is a little bit deeper, getting more into your hamstrings. Now staying here for a moment. And then look up halfway. Place your hands on your shins. Just extend your spine, nice and long. Release again. This time walk your feet a little bit wider so they're right under your hips. Now, place your elbows on your knees. Sit back. So the spine is completely parallel to the earth. Hands come together. You're in prayer position right now. Now, we're going to inhale, sitting back, lifting our hands all the way up. Exhale, fold. So it's sort of like we're going to inhale to a chair with the arms extended, but in prayer position. We're a little hard on the knees today, so I hope you're okay with this. Exhale, fold in. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale 1 more time. This time, hold it. Look forwards. Really sit back. And then you can push your legs into the earth. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale the arms Exhale, back down. Inhale, halfway, place the hands on your shin again, lengthening the spine. And then we're going to sit back again. This time, take your right elbow on top of your right knee. Left hand is going to come on top of the left knee. Your left hand, no, right hand, I'm sorry, on the left knee. Your left hand is going to come behind you onto your sacrum. And look down to start so that your legs are parallel. Sit back as much as you can. And then you're just going to start peeling that left side open. Starting to notice you might need to breathe a little more deeply here. Look down, and then take for a moment, just peel yourself all the way up. Standing, just notice the effect here. You might feel a little bit dizzy. Take a couple breaths here. And then we're going to go down to the other side. So you can start by just placing your hands on your knees. And this time, the left elbow is going to come on the left knee. Right hand touches the right knee. And then your hand comes back to your sacrum, your right hand. And looking down at the floor to start, really trying to get the length from your sacrum all the way to the crown of your head. So you get the length first. And then you can push into your sacrum and start to peel that right shoulder open. Taking a few breaths here. And let's look down again. You can straighten the legs, release the hands all the way to the floor, release the head. Just shake yes with the head, then shake no. And then we're going to come down and sit again in a squat. Take your feet a little bit wider. We're just coming down just for a moment in squat. We'll come back to this later. Here, your elbows come in, legs hug your knees. And this is a case where for some people that are new to squat, they might need a blanket under their heels. So just think about that for later because we're not going to stay here very long. You're in your squat, and then you're just going to put your hands behind you and come to sit on your buttocks. I have to adjust this again. Okay. So coming back to sit here, right. Before we move on, we're going to do a little breath lesson. Okay, so maybe come to sit right on your heels. And this is what I want to call Ujjayi 101. Ujjayi, for many of you who've practiced yoga, you're familiar with it. But it's one of those breathing practices you can always learn something new about. In fact, I did today. I'm always, as you guys know, reading, discovering, and going down many rabbit holes, sometimes too many. But the thing that's wonderful about Ujjayi is it really helps you start to get inside your body and get connected with that subtle body that I was talking about. Ujjayi's origins have different meanings. In general, people have associated with the victorious breath. Today, actually, I read that if you take Ujjayi apart, there's two Sanskrit words there. There's Ud and there's Jayi. So the Ud can mean like light, the uprising, right? So you kind of think of the lifting of the breath. And then Jayi can mean victorious or success. So we think of this breath as something that really gives you this sense of lifting up and being able to accomplish things. Now, it has an interesting sound for those of you who are new to it. It can also be called ocean breath. And one of the best ways to experience this breath is to practice it first with your mouth open. So everyone, whether you've done this before or not, just take your hand in front of you. And just look at your hand for a moment. And it's about, I'll do it this way so you can see, about this far away. And it's like you want to fog up a window pane. So you inhale, exhale, and bring it a little closer. One more time. Now this time, close your mouth when you do it. Practice a couple times, still with the idea that you're blowing into that window pane. The breath is kind of at the back of the throat. Sounds a little bit like the Darth Vader breath. And what happens, you're slightly constricting your vocal cords. Keep practicing a little bit more while I'm talking. And when you constrict those vocal cords, that creates a little bit warmth in the throat. So it's a really interesting effect. And when you start to do a more intense yoga practice, it's essential to have this Ujjayi to go deeper into the poses. So anyhow, that's Ujjayi 101. And we can come out of our seated pose, come back to all fours. And let's just push ourselves back up to a down dog. And maybe in down dog, just explore this Ujjayi breath. Everyone first take a look at your hands. Hands are nice and wide, pushing the, think about kind of the thumb and the pinky wanting to come together. And then the base of the index finger pushes down. That will really help you to root. As you push your arms, your branches into the earth, extending. It's like you're upside down. And then you can just bend your knees if you need to keep the spine long. If the spine is in full extension, release the heels. And let's work on that Ujjayi breath. 2 more times. Really squeezing the belly in at the end of the exhalation. And then inhaling the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the right leg forwards. Drop your left knee down. And just come up first onto your fingertips. And just kind of bring this right hip back. Hands can come up onto your right knee as we settle into our low lunge. Pushing your back foot on the earth. The right foot pushes into the earth. And as you push, feel this lifting up in the fingertips. The uprising, victorious breath, Prana, Ujjayi. Continue to work on your Ujjayi breath. And don't worry if you don't get it right away. It takes a while to feel these things. Practice. Release the hands and just take your left foot to join the right. We're just going to fold in, bend our knees, sit back, coming into an Utkatasana chair pose. Again, a lot of knee work today. I didn't intend it, it's just happening. And then just stand up all the way, exhale the hands, and then inhale. Exhale, folding right back down, stepping back to your down dog again. Take 5 more breaths here. Hands nice and wide, drawing up the energy from your fingers as they interface with the earth, all the way to your shoulders. Exhaling down to the bottom of your feet. Inhaling from the feet up. Exhaling back down. And take your left foot now up to the sky. Bend your left knee. Bring that left knee forwards. Release the right foot. And just come up on your fingertips first so you get the extension in your spine. Nice long spine. Then bring your hands up to your knee. And then inhale, lifting up to the sky, bringing the belly in to protect the low back. And take 5 victorious breaths here. Notice where your tension is. And we're going to release our hands. Bring your right foot forwards. And then just bend all the way down, releasing. Nice long legs again. If you have a wonky back, bend them a little bit. Otherwise, straighten the legs. And then inhale with a long spine. All the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. And just come into Tadasana, mountain pose. Check that your feet are parallel to one another. Hands are wide, open. And just close your eyes for a moment here. Noticing first the breath. Noticing that you're bringing oxygen into the body. But also noticing maybe something a little more subtle. What is the bhava, the mood, the energy in the body? That feeling. And you can gently open your eyes. We're going to take our feet together now. Feet together. We're going to bend our knees. We're going to lift up our heels. Take the arms up above. And start to straighten the legs. Hang out here for about 5 breaths. On your tippy toes, doing a simple little balance. Oops. With a little bit of bend. Now, as you're ready, we're going to exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend all the way down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, let's try this again. So arms tall. Inhale. Exhale as you bend down. Spine is long. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Again, one more time. Inhale. Exhale, bend forwards. Release the hands as you inhale up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale all the way up. Now, keeping your arms up. Take your feet. Let's inhale up on our feet. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Inhale. Exhale down. Again, this time we're going to go 1, 2, stay, 3, 4, 5, 6, down. Again, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, down. Next time, 10. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release the heels. Last one, up to 12. And as you're doing this, use your Ujjayi breath and see if you can slow it down. So we're going to inhale. 2. 4. 6. 8. 10, 12. Lift the heels up, exhale down, and shake it out. So, what happens with the arms up, right? When your arms are up, your heart has to work a little bit more. And you can start to feel the heat building, even in something that seems like a pretty simple pose. So that's the beauty of exploring the body in yoga and seeing how you don't necessarily have to do a fast-moving class to get a little bit of warmth and sweat going in the body. So let's come back to the top of our mats, although that's fun to do too sometimes. Let's inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold in, and just step back to your down dog. And in your down dog, just take some time to pedal it out. We're going to take our right leg up to the sky. Bring the right leg forwards. And then come up into a high lunge. And in your high lunge, place your hands on your hips. And then take your arms up to the sky. You should be getting used to it by now, keeping your arms up really high, right? And come into Ujjayi breath here. Now, we're going to go straight into Warrior 3. So we're going to lift off, arms forwards, lift off the back leg, use your Ujjayi. Come back to your high lunge, a couple more breaths, and then roll your hands onto the floor. Kick that right leg up, open it, do a couple movements with the hips, and go the other direction, and then bring it down. Before you move on to the other side, just notice your right side and your left side in down dog. Remember the Ujjayi breath. Notice what's going on with your energy. Are you getting tired? Or is this increasing your energy? Just notice what is your level of resistance. And then we take this leg forwards. We come up again to a high lunge. And remember, all of this it's practice. It's like, running. It's one of those things, if I tried to run 10 kilometers right now, there's no way, because I'm not building it. I'm not working on it. And I know some of my friends are laughing as I say this. So, it's really interesting what we can do with our body, how we can train it. A couple more deep breaths. Inhale, coming into Warrior 3 on your left side. Come back to your high lunge. And then we open up. And let's bring our feet together. And now we're going to go to a little standing twist that's going to play with asymmetry in the body a bit, and just see the effect on your energy when you do this. So you're going to take your right foot a little bit in front of the left, not too much. Okay? And then you're going to take right hand here, left hand behind. So it's kind of like we did when we were bending forwards. Now looking forwards, you're going to start to twist to the right side, twist back to center, twist to the left side, twist back to center, and now really twist to the right side, and just stay here for a bit. Just for a moment, I want to place, I think it's actually the other hand. It is the other hand, sorry. Because you'll feel it more now. So sorry about that. Take your right hand on your low back, left hand behind your head, Now twist to the right side. Do you feel the difference? Now the next thing we're going to do is add a little trick. We're going to come up onto our toes. Legs are super strong to stay in this. Notice what's going on with the breath. And then just turn towards the center and release the hands. And then we're going to switch sides. So the right foot is going to come in front. Left foot's going to come in front. I'll do it this way, actually. I'm getting myself really mixed up. And then take the left hand behind your back. Right hand comes above. And then you're just going to start to twist first to the left side. Come back to center. Twist to the left side, come back to center. Twist to the right side, and then twist back. And then you're going to twist all the way to the left side. Did I do it again? Yeah, maybe I did. This is what we did before, right? Okay, so I'm doing the same side. Okay, that's it. So, as you're ready, we're going to start to go up on our toes now. Coming into the left side body. Legs are nice and strong. And then release, come back to center. Just shake out your hands, they might be a little bit sore. And then come to the top of your mat again. Let's just take our arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale all the way down to earth. Inhale, lengthen the back. Step back to your down dog. And then you're going to walk back to your feet. And then everyone grab your blanket. Now we're going to use the blanket a little bit to support our heels. And the blanket can come right under, in fact, actually maybe go forward so come to the middle of the mat. Blanket can come under the heels. And just keep your feet parallel to each other. We're going to come back to sort of what we did at the beginning with our knees. So knees are in front of us, right? And you're sitting back as much as you can. The blanket should really make it pretty comfortable. And just inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, that's the first step. Now we're going to add arms. And guess where the arms are going to be? Yep. Up, flying, uprising. Okay, so we're going to inhale all the way up. Exhale, down. Inhale, fold over. Exhale, up. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, bend your knees as you lift up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, coming back. Exhale to the earth. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale down. Inhale, sitting back. All right, this time take the feet a little bit wider. Right, so now you're really in a nice squat. And just feel the earth for a bit. And again, just notice, are you warm? Are you tense? How are you feeling right now? Now that's for the first time we're here. We're going to keep the spine nice and long, so we're not curving in yet. So use the earth if you need to be up on your fingertips, that's fine. Spine's nice and long. And keeping the spine long, we're just going to kind of curve in now. Inhale, looking up, curving in a little bit. Inhale, lengthening. And as you curve in, it's like the pubic bone is wanting to come up to the nose. So I'm going to show you from the side as I'm doing this. When I'm not like curling all the way in yet. Okay, so I'm here. So I'm curling a little bit, extending, using your Ujjayi. One more. Inhale up. And hang on here for a couple breaths as you fold in all the way now. Just really release the spine. And if it's accessible, you can go a little bit further. You can lift a little bit further. And maybe you could take, we could have used a block. No, just do it like this. This is fun. Just hands on the floor. Release the neck. And just stay here for about 5 breaths in a place of surrender. Again, noticing where you have resistance. And then when you're ready, we're going to come out of this pose, and we're just going to come on our fingertips, bring our knees in front of us. And I'm totally realizing that I'm not even close to finish because I just looked at the time. Okay, we're going to 6:10. Okay, so I guess I have to not do much is what I wanted to, but it's okay, right? This is typical. Come back here. And let's come back to our Ujjayi breath. Just to feel, you don't need to be doing it there, right? But you can experience it. You don't need now. Let's take our hands back. Chin comes forwards. Come into the Ujjayi breath. Same idea before. As you exhale, it's like the pubic bone wants to come to the chin. Two more times. Now, lift the right knee if possible and the left knee, getting into the tops of your ankles. You need to come up on your fingertips, that helps. And release that down. Then placing your palms back on the earth. Let's inhale, lift the buttocks off the floor. Knees press into the earth. Keep looking forwards. Chin is moving forwards. Neck is pulling back. You can release your hips down. And then staying on your knees, just start to slide yourself to your left side. Okay? Do a little slide to the left side. Take the right hand onto the left knee. You do a little bit of a twist to your left side. And just close your eyes here for a moment. Come back to center. We'll do the same thing. Other side, just switch over. Twist to the right side. And come back to center. And just notice how your back is feeling. And maybe just take your hands for a moment to give it a little bit of massage. And then we're going to come forwards and just place your left hand right on top of your right. And just take a pause here, relaxing the breath, relaxing the back. And you can slowly come back up to a seated position. Now, there's a couple options you can do. You can actually sit down with your legs crossed, or you can actually take your blanket and put it right under your buttocks between your heels. And that's kind of a comfy way to sit up. And we're going to do a little bit of Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. And then we're actually going to end the practice seated in meditation. Now, if this is uncomfortable for any of you, please go right ahead and cross your feet. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Nadi Shodhana, the other direction, but then I'll end up doing the meditation part seated. But if it's uncomfortable, certainly go into whatever works for you. Okay, Nadi Shodhana, we're going to start using Vishnu Mudra. Vishnu Mudra, you take the index finger and the middle finger and you bring it down here. We use it all the time in yoga practice, but we often don't know what the mudra is. This mudra actually helps us to get into our first three chakras, starting with earth. That's our root chakra. The earth element is your fourth finger. Water, jala, is the water element is associated with your second chakra, and fire with Manipura, your third chakra. And then what we're doing is we're controlling the element of space, ether, and air by this mudra. So unlike placing your fingers here on the forehead, which is directing the energy right to your third eye, this kind of grounds your energy into the center, and then at the end it lifts up. So you're trying to bring that energy up to the center so you can focus right in here afterwards. Anyway, take your right thumb to cover your right nostril, and then your fourth finger is going to cover slightly the left nostril. And just take a couple breaths here first, with the fingers touching the nose. And you can take your left hand and do another mudra, Jonna Mudra. Jonna Mudra, you're going to take the thumb and you're going to slightly bring down the index finger. And palm's going to be facing up. Close the right nostril. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. And continue to breathe in this way for about 5-6 more breaths on your own. And once you've finished, just place your hands on your knees for a second. I'm going to give you the option of rolling onto your back if you want to go into Shavasana, or if you'd like to stay in a meditative pose. We're going to do a little exercise here. It's pretty interesting to observe the breath. So whatever pose you're in, get comfortable, whether you're in Shavasana or seated. And you're welcome to do this action in Shavasana as well, but you don't have to. But for those of you who are seated, just take your index finger up for a moment, and you can keep your eyes open for one moment to look. We're going to take the index finger and we're going to place it right under our right and left nostril, just above the upper lip. Now close your eyes. And just start to notice the feeling of the breath, the physical breath on your finger. Maybe just notice the temperature difference between the inhale and the exhale. There's a slight warmth that comes out on the exhalation. And just keep your focus on the touch of the breath. And then you can slowly release your right hand onto your right knee, keeping the eyes closed. And just see if you can sense that breath as it comes in and out of your nostrils. Maybe notice that other layer, the prana, the subtle energy that you draw in with each breath. Staying focused on your breath. Maybe sense a calm coming over you as the tension begins to dissolve in the body, in the mind. Let go of all concentration now. Just having the sense of surrender. And for those who are seated, just continue to stay in this meditative state. If you're lying on your back, you can start to gently make movements with your toes and your fingers, and with your wrists and your ankles. And everyone can now take a deep inhalation. Exhale deeply. Inhale one more time. Exhale through the mouth. And then you can draw your knees up to your chest. Roll side to side. And finally roll over to your right side. And just connecting with the earth. Before you come up to seated, just place that left palm on the earth. Push into the earth as she helps you come up to a seated position. And we'll all now take our hands together slowly with intention into Untitled Mudra. Coming again from this deep seat, the natural seat within ourselves, where breath, mind, and body are all connected. The spiritual heart. Coming from this place with intention as we sing Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sense what that means to you. And sense what that means with those that we share it with. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. So, I hope you enjoy your day. Hope you enjoy your evening, and I will see you again. I hope soon, maybe Friday, 9:30 on Zoom. Then I can actually see your faces, which would be great. Yeah, just keep practicing. It makes a difference. Okay, take care, guys. I miss seeing you all, really.